Josephine was a girl.
Oh yes, as she told you about when she was 10 and... Yvette. Stop. Fine. What about when we were climbing the cliffs by the... No. She once told the Duke of... Absolutely not. She still plays with her doll collection when no one's looking.
Yvette! That's absurd. Absolutely preposterous.
Tell me about yourself, Lady Yvette. This is the first time I've encountered any of Josephine's family.
She would forget to mention the artist. I've been studying painting under Antiva's royal tutors. You should be proud, Josie. I'm going to be exhibiting my work next season in the city's biggest salon.
Have you actually sat down and finished the painting yet?
I must wait for my inspiration.
And I must wait for your tutor's bills.
I'll see you later.
Another time.
Doesn't look like negotiations are going well.
Is this it? Just looking at each other and what? I'm waiting for the party to start.
Any hidden treasures from friends of your little network?
You know the answer. It's yes, and there's more. Keep it up.
Any thoughts on who we're investigating?
The Empress is pretty. It'd be fun to drink and kill stuff with Gaspard. Brianna is friggin' funny. Elves, elves, elves. But it's really a pissing match with an old lover. Don't know the rest, but that explains a lot. They're all lying, not going anywhere.
This could be worth checking out.
Caught in the middle of this crap. What fully qualified arsehole stops to kill a cook?
Must be the elves Briala's people are looking for.
Whoever did this ought to be down here somewhere.
There must be something here.
This was no servant. What was he doing here?
This guy's way too fancy to belong down here. What's his story?
That would appear to be Grand Duke Gaspard's insignia on the dagger. How curious.
Time to have a word with the Duke. Venatori agents! That must be the Venatori leader. We're watching this approach. They're organized.
Jeshavis, mother of Orlais. It is said we owe much to the sons of betrayal. 3 brothers were charged with girding against an imperium in wait. And in mourning Andraste, we tribes of the Crescent willingly bartered diversity for solidarity. Tevinter would not be defeated in Our Lady's lifetime, but would be balanced against for lifetimes to come. While a son of betrayal named the fields Orlais, it was Jeshavis, his wife, who shaped what we are. Her hatreds were older, bound to tradition. All our hatreds were abandoned so we would call strangers kin and stand as one against the Imperium. Greater her spite for how necessary the cost, because she knew we had a choice in that day, or no choice the next. She brought the marriage that wed tribe within tribe, but promised an untold vengeance of her own if we stand against outsiders, we stand for ourselves. She would not suffer the rule of Alamari, son or no son of betrayal or profit. Jeshavis plied brother against brother in turn, then named both as partners in crimes against faith. With artful turns she invited invasion, then crafted rebellion against the courts she inspired. Brother would kill brother and be killed in turn, 2 liberations that she would then own. 8 generations before the Empire, before Draken, here were the seeds of elegance to come. Jeshavis, twice married to sons of betrayal, twice widowed, our first chieftain born from us, of what would become true Orlais where we venerate faith and the beauty of sacrifice, with daggers well hidden but well within reach. It is true, we owe much to the sons of betrayal, for they were the tools that a master cast down. Let others claim credit for birthing the nation. Jeshavis claims nothing and gave us the game.
This text was translated from Oergeo Jethidus, a highly romanticized account of the first Jewa, or female chieftain, of the unified Syrian tribes of Orlais. The region and people would later coalesce under Draken into the modern nation of Orlais. Many culturally distinct communities were forcibly merged during the rule of Mafaret and his sons, ostensibly to create more efficient barriers against the likelihood of a Tevinter return to conquest. The effects of this relocation can still be observed in many Orlaisian, Navaran, and Free Marcher traditions, collected and excerpted by Philium, a bard.
I need to get back before I missed.
Callista paces on the battlement over the lake. The sky is dark. She holds a cup of poison. Kamlia is there, face veiled.
The dawn is late.
It will not come again.
It must hide neath the clouds.
It will not come again.
The queen thinks you dead.
Kamlia, her back to the audience, faces Callista, and removes her veil. Callista moans in fear. She drops her cup. From the Setting of the Light by Lumiere Bartlett. These lines are from a play said to have been one of the strangest works of its time. Bartlett was a writer of small repute who died when a fire swept through his pauper's hovel. The Setting of the Light takes place in the mysterious city of Dim, implied to be another world that somehow becomes our own moon. Accidents, madness, and suicide plagued the first production. and some historians claim that the play's conclusion was at once so hauntingly beautiful and shockingly violent sparked the Great Riot of Valroyo in 452 Black. The truth will forever be a mystery. Only 14 pages of the play remain. From A Compendium of Orlesian Theatre, Volume 5, Lost or Fragmented Works by Magister Pelliner.
Winter Palace, the Grand Apartments. This wing once served as a home away from home for members of House Valmont's 4 cadet branches, but it has fallen into disuse since Emperor Florian's reign. The late emperor would not allow relatives more distant than his siblings into the Winter Palace. For years the entirety of the Grand Apartments was closed off. Excerpt from Architectural History of Orlais, Volume 1 by L. Odifer.
Briala. Watch out for elves in her lunchroom. Almost no one notices they're even present. A servant scrubbing floors. A waiter filling glasses. Under gardeners weeding the border. Maids and valets dressing nobles. There's no room, alcove, or alley so private you can't find one there. And they're watching. They're organized. The rumor you've heard of some mastermind leading the elves is no rumor. I have reports that this Briala was Celine's personal spy and assassin, a bard of unusual skill. Who she's working for now we cannot confirm. Say nothing. They will hear you. Part of a communique intercepted by Inquisition agents, author unknown.
Monsieur, I, too, am concerned about this new advisor to the Imperial Court. If Celine is truly curious about magic, why not turn to Madame de Feu with her questions? Why seek out this dark-haired apostate from Fielden? Why bring the woman here? After a great deal of surveillance, I can reassure you somewhat. I do not believe this Morrigan has our Empress ensorcelled. There is no way to be certain, of course, but the Witcher and Celine argue often. If Morrigan tells Celine something unpleasant, she will avoid the witch for months before curiosity draws her back. Morrigan has an interest in ancient things, magic from a time before the Chantry even existed, and it is this pursuit that intrigues Celine. Morrigan can answer questions that Madame de Feu either could not or would not. Whether any pertain to blood, magic or other forbidden things, that I can only suspect. 3 of my spies disappeared after attempting to breach the spells protecting this woman's laboratory in the depths of the palace. I would raise a fuss, but then my efforts would be revealed, even though I doubt I am alone. The entire court is consumed with curiosity, and the more Celine keeps her in the sidelines, the more we all wish to know. Our Empress blazes with fire, considering she has yet to find herself a husband to solidify the future of her dynasty. These dealings with the apostate are one more nail in her coffin. Yours interest, Madame de Carnay.
The Lion of Orlais. As to your question regarding why a lion is considered the symbol of Orlais, particularly when the lion is a creature native only to eastern Faders, the answer is quite simple. It adorns the crest of the Valmonts, the family that has ruled the Empire since the end of the Exalted Age, and in truth it is the Valmonts which have come to represent Orlais. Before them, the Orlaisian symbol was that of the descendants of Cowardice Draken, a dragon. As to why the lion adorns their crest, that dates back to the time of Lambert Valmont, a young captain of Orlais who distinguished himself at the Battle of Esley, that great and infamous battle that ended the Fourth Blight. It is said that young Valmont disregarded orders during the battle, taking his forces to relieve the beleaguered Antevans and saving them from absolute destruction. Though his superiors were at first chagrined, chalking up the captain's actions to an infatuation with a certain Antevan camp follower, this, incidentally, has never been confirmed. It later came to light that the Antevan force had been led by King Azar Adalberto Campana himself. In the political realignment following the Blight's end, Anteva was an important ally to Orlais and Lambert Valmont was an Antevan hero. He was given the hand of one of King Azar's daughters in marriage and elevated to noble rank, with a valiant lion to adorn his newly created heraldry. The Orlaisian emperor was forced to respond in kind, granting Valmont a Marquise 8. Imagine, if you will, the hero returning to Val Royeaux from the Blight, sporting a wife with royal blood and the honors of 2 nations. This is why jealous nobles called him the Swaggering Lion, a nickname he embraced. It was Lambert Valmont's son, Alphonse, who later led the civil war against the usurper, Xavier Draken. He killed Xavier in single combat, giving rise to the great Orlaisian legend of the lion slaying the dragon, putting an end to the Draken dynasty as he assumed the throne, and changing the Orlaisian symbol forever. From a letter by Brother Genitive to Prince Galen Ferrin, 920 Dragon.
The Empress can't give up her pretty things.
Fancy meeting you here. Shouldn't you be dancing, Inquisitor? What will the nobility say?
Aren't you supposed to be negotiating, Ambassador?
Welcome to the Imperial Court, friend. This is our diplomacy at work. You clean this place out. Will take a month to get all the Tevinter blood off the marble. I came down to save or avenge my missing people. But you've beaten me to it. So, the Council of Herald's emissary in the courtyard. That's not your work, is it?
He was dead when I arrived.
I expected as much. You may have arrived with the Grand Duke, but you don't seem to be doing his dirty work. I knew he was smuggling his chevaliers. But killing a council emissary? Bringing Tevinter assassins into the palace? Those are desperate acts. Gaspard must be planning to strike tonight.
Are you sure he's behind this? He was too easygoing for a man plotting treason.
Don't let his charm blind you. He's illusion. That smile is his mask. I misjudged you, Inquisitor. You might just be an ally worth having. What could you do with an army of elven spies at your disposal? You should think about it.
What do I have to give you in exchange for this army of spies?
A moment of consideration. I know which way the wind is blowing. I'd bet coin that you'll be part of the peace talks before the night is over. And if you happen to lean a little bit our way, it could prove advantageous to us both. Just a thought.
This is great. Even the elves are trying to bribe you.
Call it politics or the game or whatever. That's personal hate. Huh.
We'll hold the area.